They don't think you could do it, but tell you to try when they talk all I hope had to keep it alive. Spend a day in the Bronx, but you wouldn't survive. Can be low when I pop out, they know I've arrived. I go have conversations with Zoe, he gon' tell me pull up and come say what you know. I've been up, I can count all them days in a row. We don't say what we do, we be making the show. They say I be
the voice of the Bronx. We have Bronx name with the guys that are out here. Can I get a yeah?
Leave them all right where they at. Try to diss me, I bet I don't even react. Put a show on, I bet you somebody gon' I pick me a book up and drink me some water, invest in the stock.
Peace and love, world. Welcome to another episode of Conversation with Zoe. You know what I'm saying? Another episode in a row that we are exhibiting big Bronx energy. You know, happy holidays to everybody. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Man, like just to be for the show, the platform, and everything Conversation with Zoe is doing. You know, I'm extremely proud, and we're gonna go through one of the tweets where, you know, I'm gonna be able to second what you're gonna say, but you know, when you didn't expect something to happen, and you get to see everything that unfolds, you know, it's a beautiful feeling, man. Sure. So let me introduce today's guest. You know what I'm saying? He's world renowned, but started off in the BX. You know what I'm saying? Where greatness happened. We have Dr. Antwan Amadeus, Thompson Senior, Ph.D., multi-platinum music producer, author, the story of Amadeus. What does MD stand for?
Music director.
Music director,
yeah, music
drummer
director
for Trey Songz, multi-platinum music producer, produced for over 100 major artists. Chris Brown, J-Lo, 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, Busta Rhymes, Keyshia Cole, and many more. Toured with Trey Songz for 17 years till present day, worldwide as his music director and tour drummer. Drais NightClub resident drummer, #1 hip-hop nightclub in Las Vegas. Had a great night in Vegas, and Drais is a great place. Great times there. Being immortalized at the Boys and Girls Club in the Bronx, New York by Rock the Bells and Coca. Shout out to LL and all of them.
Yes,
Rock the Bells,
yes,
doing
sir.
great things. Received Honorary Doctorate in Music Business and Entrepreneurship. Received Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from President Joe Biden. And I'm pretty sure you have a block named after you somewhere or something like that. You know what I'm saying? What's up, my
Peace,
boy?
King, my
How
brother.
feeling,
I'm
man?
happy to be here, man. Salute to you first off for this amazing platform and for you allowing people like myself to be celebrated, you know, to share the journey, to share the story with the world in hopes that, you know, it inspires and motivates someone. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I appreciate you for having me, man. Congrats, bro.
No, thank you. And shout out to the Bronx Summit.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to all our brothers over there doing great things.
Absolutely.
You know, that's where we got
That's
to
where
meet
we met.
person.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? We knew of each other, but that's where the Bronx, you know, the Bronx Summit is uniting the Bronx.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
that's the beauty
Yes,
thing
sir.
about that event. You know, excited to go back next year.
Absolutely. I missed the last 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. I was always on a road with either Trey or at Drais in Vegas. And this year, when they sent me the dates, it finally aligned, you know, and I was able to be present. I had a great time. We sat on a panel together. And like you mentioned, we've known each other online, you know, social media for quite some time. But it was dope for us to finally meet face to face and connect. And, you know, and we're here today.
Right. And it's crazy because really we've met through Slice of Excellence.
Absolutely.
Right. So how do you feel about Slice of Excellence? And what was it when you found out about what that was?
I saw it online. I forgot how I came across it, but I saw it online. I love pizza.
Right.
So when I saw what you were doing, you know, for the kids, man, I thought that was genius. You know what I'm saying? That was genius. And I was like, man, I got to somehow figure out a way to be a part of this. So like pull up when you're doing these events, because it's just a dope thing. I don't know anyone except for people who are lactose intolerant that can't enjoy pizza. Mm-hmm. Like everybody loves pizza, so especially on like a Friday night.
Right.
Funny part is, without even thinking about Slice of Excellence, is just alignment. I actually had pizza, 2 slices of pizza before I came here. Right. I found one of the $1.50 joints and just grabbed me 2 slices of pizza. And I had pizza last night. Right. So see, I really love pizza. So when I saw that movement, I thought it was genius. And what a way to bring kids together. And to have focus on it, and kind of like you do right, you do your thing, you move in excellence. We celebrate you with pizza. Can't go wrong with that. So genius on your part.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. We got a lot of good times coming.
Absolutely.
We have our signature event coming next week called Pick a Teacher, Pick a Sneaker.
Okay.
Where students nominate their favorite teacher and they go sneaker shopping together.
Wow.
That'll be this Friday at Up NYC. Shout out to the Up NYC family.
That's legendary.
On 3rd Avenue in the Bronx. Shout out to Fat Joe
Big
and
Bronx
everybody
energy.
At the Up NYC family.
That's fire. So this is happening Friday.
This Friday, yeah. So this is the 3rd time we've done it.
Wow.
So, yeah, it usually happens once a year. And it'll be shout out to the Bronx Writing Academy.
Nice.
On 167 in Morris.
Okay.
They're the school that we're focusing on.
Dope.
For this event.
Love that, King. Love that.
We're gonna get you going a little bit, get you warmed up. And we're gonna start right here. Just because our business relationship ends doesn't mean my dreams and my visions end too. People be thinking if we're done, then I'm done. I'll figure it out and just do that shit on my own. Might take me a little longer now, but it's never a wrap.
Yeah. a lot in those words.
Right.
I think people sometimes, because of who they are, because of the part they've played in, whether it's your career or in business or what they do alongside you, that they feel like once they're removed, maybe you have a falling out. Maybe some bad blood has happened, or maybe an argument, and you both decide to part ways. Sometimes people feel like your destiny, in your life and your career is dependent upon them. And it's like, no, I don't care. And it doesn't take anything away from that person, because obviously if we were partners at one point or we worked together, you're great at what you do. You know what I mean? And I'm not one to try to do everything on my own. Like if I know you're dope in all of these areas and I know I'm not, then let's join forces and let's do this the right way. But I do feel like sometimes people feel like they're the Neo, where it's like I'm the one.
Right.
It's like, nah, man. That's the man upstairs. And again, and it doesn't take anything away from a person. It's just like my dreams, my aspirations, my goals, my achievements, my accomplishments are not built around another person. As long as I continue to work, as long as I continue to have the right work ethic, and as long as I continue to carry myself with grace, with dignity, with class, with respect, and give and show love and give love and represent love, there's no way I can be stopped.
Right. I was talking to the bros earlier in the group chat, and they were talking about this shift that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I for me, the world is ever evolving, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's always new trends, especially in the world that we're in, right? In entertainment, podcasting, music, whatever, sounds, producers, whatever. There's always adjustment. But I feel like as long as your foundation, your morals, your character, your integrity, your principles are in order, it don't really matter what shift is coming, because what's meant for you is going to land the way it's supposed to land. As long as your foundation is solid.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And that's what it's all about. It's all about foundation. And like, it's like a house. What is the house? What is the building built on? And if it's not built on a solid foundation, then it can crumble. It can fall. It can, it can not stand. It can no longer stand. So if your foundation is strong as an individual, as a person, you can't be stopped.
That's a fact. So here we are, next tweet. So I do things that I wish people would have done for me. We must break the cycle of being intimidated and holding people back. I'm not mad. I'm not bitter. I'm happy because I didn't expect it in the first place. So there wasn't room for any disappointment. Let's be great. Amadeus.
I love this, by the way.
Yes.
Mind you, and I think I shared with you yesterday, I haven't been on Twitter in years.
Right.
Like years. I don't know. I mean, it starts becoming overwhelming every now and then to try to keep up with all of these social media platforms, man. So I remember I used to really go in, as you can see.
All caps. That was all caps, by the way.
I used to go in on Twitter, bro, because it was not like pictures. You could post pictures, but it was more so about the thought and what you thought in that moment. Sometimes I would share as, one of the tweets that you've read. Sometimes I would hold back, like, this is too much. Am I doing too much? Will there be any issues later on with something that I've written? But I would always make sure that it's positive and not harming anyone or talking negative or down to anyone, because we see how a lot of tweets circle back years later and do people harm. So I always was mindful to that of that and to that, man. It's crazy, like hearing back what you've written, especially years later. as you've moved forward, as you push in life, and then kind of just reflect on that, where it's like, man, like I've lived that, I've experienced that,
right?
And to overcome various things, it just makes you ponder. So like right now, I'm like stunned in a way, because it's like, wow. So I love this. I love what you're doing right now. Like,
right. I
love
appreciate that. So pretty much everybody always talks about gatekeepers, things of that nature. But for you feel like you've always extended a hand, or tried to, open doors for certain people or opportunity and things of that nature.
Why not? Why not? I mean, money is being created and made right now. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think money is going to run out. Like, it's printed. So the printer has ink, and the individuals that work that machine is doing what they do, which I'm sure they're doing. There's money being printed, right? And same thing with opportunities. It's like there will always be an opportunity. Like, whether you seize it is on you, right? But then it's also about having the patience to wait until it's your moment, or wait until the opportunity is right, or the timing is right. And that takes maturity. That takes years of experience and maturing on that level to understand that how everything works, where you can be prepared for something, you can be ready for something, you can want something to happen right now, but it might not be the right timing. You might not be ready. And I'm not saying you directly, we're having a conversation, so, but I might not be ready.
Right.
And where you but you should kind of sit back and view it in a positive light, where it's not somebody hating on you. It's not somebody stopping you from getting through the door or not wanting to look out. What if, like, as a producer, what if my beats weren't dope back then? What if I really needed to go back in the gym and whatever? What if I really needed to go back and shoot in the gym? We oftentimes like that. You just don't want to let me on. You just don't want to put me on. You guarding the gates, and it's like, nah, maybe it ain't the right timing. So I would view things in that manner and just keep preparing myself for that moment. Because you don't want the moment to come and then you're not ready.
Right.
So I want to be ready for when those moments come. So I've always created opportunities, tried to create opportunities for others, open up doors for others, especially in music and entertainment. It's a very difficult business. There's millions and millions and millions of people trying to be where I am, trying to be where you are, right? So it's about recognizing that and saying, yo, I know how hard it is to get in the game. I know what it took for me to get on as a producer, to get recognized, to get paid, to be respected. Like, I see you got heat. I hear you got heat. Come over here. I got you. I'll put you on. You know what I'm saying? Why not? It doesn't take anything away from me. It doesn't make any less opportunities for me. To me, it creates more, because now God is looking down like, so you're not being selfish. So you're not keeping this all to yourself. Cool. I'll open up the floodgates for you, brother. And I don't do it to expect that. I don't do it looking for that. I just want to be a blessing. What's wrong with being a blessing? There's nothing wrong ever in life with being a blessing to somebody.
Absolutely. And some of our blessing is to be a blessing.
Absolutely.
With Slice of Excellence, and like my brother Manny said, being a steward, and God giving you the resources, you not misusing those resources, he's only going to multiply those things. So I'm proud to say that I've done Pick a Teacher, Pick a Sneaker multiple times.
So fire.
You know what I'm saying? So it didn't just happen once, right? We haven't just done 5 pizza parties. We've done over 100 pizza parties.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of it, right? Taking what he's giving you, doing right by it, doing right by God, and him continuing to give you more, because you did something with the little he gave you. And you were able to flip that. So now he gonna really give you something to flip.
100 pizza parties. That's legendary, bro.
Oh yeah, tons. We got schools, we have about 5 to 6 pizza parties a month.
Wow.
At schools all over New York City.
It's amazing. I gotta pull up from one of these, man.
Oh yeah.
I gotta pull up from one of these, man.
But before I get too carried away, shout out to the sponsor, Natural Born Brand, my guy Dave. Shout out to Falana. We have Santa Your Way going on right now.
Dope.
With the naturally bearded Black Santa. Beautiful things going on. But we got this year's fall merch. So we got the Conversation with Zoe merch here.
Nice.
On the pocket, it says Pain to Purpose. So that's kind of the space that I was in when I made those shirts. I always try to put a positive or something motivational in the pocket.
This is
so
dope.
Pain to Purpose. I feel like we've all turn out Pain to Purpose at some point in our lives.
Absolutely, man. This is dope. I love Since Birth. I love this.
Thank you. Yeah,
appreciate you, King. Looking forward to winning. This our Knicks colors too.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, this is our Knicks colors too. Okay.
Yeah.
Love that. Thank you, my brother.
Absolutely. So we got a few Instagram posting captions we're gonna go through.
Okay.
Either I'm going to make it, or I'm going to make it, or I'm going to make it. No other options.
Facts. And it was funny because I was thinking to myself this week, you know, it's the ending of the year. In music, it slows all the way down. You know, I'm sure it's probably the same in other businesses, but the music, it kind of slows all the way down. You know, the shows, it's like if you're already booked for a show, it's happening, but no new shows are kind of coming in right now. You know what I mean? I think I played Drais in Vegas the last weekend of the year in December, right before New Year's Eve. And that's pretty much it in regards to things that are locked solid. So, I sat with myself last and this week, and I was just like, all right, what you gonna do, King? So I got to it. Started making sure these emails went out to schools and principals, trying to, get into schools and have these assemblies and get the story of Amadeus to the students. Doing that, fine-tuning some records that I've been working on, and doing some admin work, following up on people that owe me money. Mm-hmm. Which is important to do, because at the end of the day, it's the music business. You know what I mean? So I was just on it, and I was really focused and determined, and I was positive. My thought process was very positive. Woke up, said my prayers, and got to it. And today, as I was getting prepared to come to the city to link with you, I just sat there and was just like, man, God is amazing. God is amazing. And it was a moment to reflect and be proud of myself for not looking at what was in front of me. Because at the end of the day, it was nothing in front of me, nothing on the schedule, nothing lined up that was going to handle my responsibilities financially as a man, as a father. You know what I'm saying? And as I sat back and reflected, I was like, okay, these 3 schools are lined up. Okay, someone ordered, want to order 50 books to give out to kids for Christmas. Shout out to Suma. You know Suma, right?
Yep.
At Storyland, just different things was coming in. I got a random text, and I want to share it and be honest, because this is what it's about. Chrisette Michelle, incredible record with Chrisette Michelle. We've done it about a year ago, and they reached out now, like, okay, it's time. And I'm like, wow. So I just watched God work. And the important thing about it is I didn't just sit back and watch God work. Did work too. Oftentimes we get on our knees, we wake up, we say our prayers, and we expect God to be a genie. Whew. No, what part are you playing in what you're asking for? Are you doing all you need to do, or in your end, working alongside the Creator for things to come into fruition? And that's really big, and that's really important to me. So that's my mentality, man. I'm going to make it. If I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it. 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 You got to have that process, that mindset in your mind. You got to think that. You got to feel that and believe that. Mm-hmm. And then get to work. Don't forget, get to work. Because people are, think it's about just all prayer and faith. Like, you need all of those things. But then you got to make sure that you play your part as well.
Right. You need a blend of the intangible
Absolutely.
and the physical.
Perfectly said.
There it is.
Love that.
Being happy is your own responsibility. No one else can fulfill that for you.
Very powerful, because oftentimes we depend on others. We depend on others, whether it's family members, whether it's a spouse, whether it's kids. For the first time ever in my life, I had Thanksgiving with myself. Usually, family, friends, siblings. This year I was home alone, and that's what I decided to do. Wasn't nothing negative. I wasn't in a bad mood. Wasn't in a bad space. It was just where I'm at and where I wanted to be. I wanted to take the time to reflect on life, to be grateful, to be thankful, but I wanted to be alone, because I wasn't alone last year, but I was in a bad place mentally, spiritually, physically. So where I was, which was home, it was filled. I was filled with tears and pain and hurt.
Pain to purpose.
You know what I'm saying? And I said to myself, I want to sit here. I want to go get all of the food I love, have my spread, watch the Giants game, and just be at peace and be happy and be free, and smile where I cried at last year. You know what I'm saying? And men don't talk about this, but I've been doing therapy, and it's been phenomenal. And my therapist was a little concerned. She's like, by yourself? She's like, I know you've come a long way since the conversations we've been having, and I trust you can do it. You sure? And I said, mm-hmm. And as the day got closer to it, I felt even more and more excited about it. Right. Because I'm always gonna be honest with myself. It's like, okay, if you're not okay, tell yourself you're not okay. And and I had places I could have went. Go ahead. Don't try to be tough guy and being hurt and in pain and suffering by yourself. You don't got to do that. But I was great, bro. I was great, man. So that's what it's about. It's about loving you, loving yourself, and being able to be comfortable with yourself. Being able to, not many can be alone. Right. I'm fine with being alone.
Man.
Do you love yourself? Are you at peace enough with yourself to just sit alone? No extra noise, no extra people, no distractions. Just you and yourself. Just you. Could you do that? And that's a challenge for those that are tuned in. Can you be alone? How long can you be alone for? And be at peace and be comfortable and not be uncomfortable, not be jittery, not having to call somebody or be on FaceTime for somebody or somebody be in your presence. Are you able to be alone with yourself? And the answer to that question is yes. Right. I always say I'm a popular loner.
Right. This is doing a lot even for me just sitting here. I got an episode called Therapy is Gangster. Mm-hmm. I spoke about suffering in silence. Like, this is how we got to where we are today. Mm-hmm. I was just letting all these things out. Wow. First couple episodes, all my episodes, I didn't start doing interviews till COVID, right? Wow. That's when I wanted to connect with people. Got you. Tell stories, break things down, give game, give pathways and gems. But how it all started was just iPhone 7. Wow. Right there. Actively breaking generational curses, childhood trauma. I had an episode, it's funny, a friend sent it to me the other day, chasing her intellect, not just her vagina. I was in a pocket all these months, because it's like it's all perspective, right? Mm-hmm. But when we coming from the Bronx, coming from the hood, or hoods across America all share the same kind of perspective on certain things. Absolutely. And people kind of praise poor behavior. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that you're being enabled because everybody's saying, F girls get money. Everybody's saying that. They showing you, they patting you on the back, they validating all of these behaviors until you start moving in different spaces and you're like, hold on. Yep. That don't translate. Right. That mindset didn't translate to where I was going in life. And I had to evolve and level up. And I'm still the same kid from Brook. Right. I just value things a little different. Absolutely. Right. I'm not chasing every sneaker release. I love the stock market. I put the same energy just in other places. Got you. So that's why I be telling kids, push P, productive energy. You know what I'm saying? Positivity, purpose. Those are all things where you put your energy. Love that. You know what I'm saying? So to be in this space now and sharing this platform with you, it's important for Black men and Black girls and children of color to see these things. Absolutely. And to normalize these things. Take the word gangster in therapy. Therapy is gangster. You know me? Because it helps. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And it's uncomfortable. Hella uncomfortable. But it's the once you've been through it, it's just this beauty. Yes, sir. Of not knowing what's on the other side, but knowing you're going to land on your feet. And you go through that with God at first and the faith. And then now we living in real time. So you need that therapy to kind of balance it all out. Bro, it's amazing. It's like you said, it's you're dealing with whatever your issues are, your traumas, the things that have brought you pain. And you're head on. You're head on with it. You can't avoid it. You can't run from it. But that's what's needed in order to properly heal. Yes. You got to talk about it, not just ignore it, not just play tough and act like it doesn't exist. It exists. So it's a beautiful thing, man. So I love all of what you're doing. And for the kings that's out there, because, I feel like women are a little more willing to do that, to do therapy, but it's the fellas, man, that just look at it like if it's poison, or it's like, nah, I'm too, macho. I don't think that's manly to do. And it's like, man,
it's amazing to feel amazing.
Amen.
And it's so simple,
Right.
but it's amazing to feel amazing. You know, so I'm grateful. And shout out to my sister, because my sister, I was on a road with Trey, and she sent me like some kind of thing on Instagram and was like, hey, I saw this, look at it. And basically it was a program for men, Black Men Heal. And hopefully I'm saying it right. But it was a program, and it was for, you had to sign up, you know, answer a bunch of questions, and they would decide on whether they chose you to be a part of this therapy that they have for Black men for free. It was 8 sessions for free for Black men. And I filled everything out. You know, it took me about a half hour.
Right.
It's like, whoo, but I got it done. And a day later, I got an email saying that I was accepted into the program, and they assigned me a therapist, a female, and she was phenomenal. And it was incredible. It's an incredible experience. It was good days. It was times I laughed, times I cried, you know, times I was silent, you know, but I got it all out.
Right.
And I learned so much from her, and I learned different ways to deal with things, ways to see things, how to approach things. You know what I'm saying? Something happened, we want to just be like snappy or just sit back. You might say something to me, you know, and the old me you would react. So now you could say something to me, it might be a little, you know, it might be a little off, and I'll just sit there and hold on a second and just ponder and process what you said, and then process how I want to respond to you instead of just reacting off a natural reaction. You know what I'm saying? So I learned so much from it, man. So fellas, I mean, you're doing yourself a disservice to not be a part of therapy. It's a blessing. It's amazing. And why not live happy? Why not live free? You know, why live in bondage with those things that have brought you pain or brought you hurt or brought you trauma? Like, there's ways and there's practices and there's things to do to be able to be free of that. And it's one of the most amazing. And I still got work to do. You know, I did my 8 sessions. I want to continue with her. And there's still work to do, but I can see the progress. And I'm proud of myself for doing it and doing it the right way and cooperating and not being difficult. And whatever she brought, you know, in my way, whatever questions she answered, I answered. I didn't give her no issues. I didn't. Nah. If I'm here, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
It's pointless being there and doing it halfway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely. Never give up on something you really want. It's difficult to wait, but it's more difficult to regret.
Yeah. You know, we get one thing at this, we get one chance at this thing called life. And, you know, you don't want to wake up a year from now, 10 years from now, 30 years from now and look back like, man, I wish I would have. Why do I have to be a wish? If it's something you love, it's something you're passionate about, something you dream of, you pray about, hopeful for, go after it, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you wake up, and this is the conversation I have with the kids when I visit them in school, it's just like, every day I wake up excited. Why? Because I'm doing what I love. Is it ups and downs? Absolutely. Is it challenging? Absolutely. There's times when I'm like, man, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why do I love this so much? Absolutely. But I still wake up every day doing what I love. Creating music, touring, speaking to kids. I'm doing what I love, right? I didn't settle for anything. I didn't settle for a life that my parents wanted for me. I didn't settle for a life that others saw for me. This is the life I dreamt of. This is the life that I was, as a little kid, wanted to live as an adult, and I'm living that. So no regrets, no settling. You know, go after whatever it is that you love and you're passionate about, because when you do that, you don't feel like it's work. I'm not getting up to go to work every day. I'm getting up to do what I love every day, and I just happen, thank God, to get paid for what I do. But it's what I love. Having
the mindset that you have, standing on that mindset, do you feel like there's people in your life that have deemed you to be difficult? Because you know what you want,
right? You
know what you want to do, but all of those people have a different vision, or feel like you should be doing something else.
I wouldn't say they probably would consider me difficult. Probably just, you know, I call myself a rebel.
Right.
You know, where if everybody's just going this way, I'm definitely going that way.
Right.
I'm going that way just cause y'all going that way.
Right.
And I've always been that type of kid where it's just like, why don't you just do this? Why don't you just that word just bothers me because to me it minimizes things.
Right.
Or I'm just a musician. Or you're just a podcaster. Or you just got pizza, slice of excellence. No, don't just nothing. Remove just and then add everything you want to add to it. Don't ever say just. Because to me, this is my personal, I just feel like it minimizes things. So no, I want everything. I want everything that I dreamt of. I feel like as a kid and even as an adult, dreams to me are vision that God gives you for you to bring to life in real life. I don't think they're meant for me to just think about and have while I'm sleeping. And then when I wake up the next day, I just forget about everything that I dreamt and just go do something. Nah, what did I dream of? I dreamt of being a musician. I dreamt of playing in the biggest arenas in the world. I dreamt of producing for my favorite artists. I dreamt of having a book one day. And I'm living my dreams because I believed and I was willing to go this way when everybody went that way. And guess what? Back to the alone thing. It's lonely. If you don't see what I see, how do you support me? How do you push me? How do you believe in me? You can't see what I see. They didn't see Slice of Excellence. You did. Once you make it happen, now all of a sudden, we see. We get it. I got it when it was an idea. I got it when there was no pizza party. It was just a thought in my head and in my heart of something special I wanted to do for kids around the world. So when you make it happen, all of a sudden, I knew it. I knew you was going to make Slice of X. I knew you was going to create this amazing podcast. I knew you was going to be a producer. No, you didn't, bro. But it's okay. Not mad at you. I'm here. We're here.
Right.
So I don't got to be mad at the fact that you didn't support and didn't believe. You were comfortable with being comfortable. You were comfortable with saying, I have a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I got plan A. What happens if plan A don't work? I don't know because I only have plan A.
That's facts. Fab said plan B is to make sure plan A work. You know what I'm saying?
Love that.
So that's
true.
That's it.
Only got plan A, bro.
Right. So let's go back to the beginning and describe your childhood.
Little wild dude. You know, my shout out to my mom and my dad, man. We had this thing called cleanup Saturdays. And on Saturdays we cleaned the house. You couldn't do nothing, couldn't go nowhere till the house was clean. But as we cleaned, music was on. You know, one Saturday my mom's would play all of the records she loved. Another Saturday my dad would play all of the records he loved. So music was huge in my house. Huge. And, you know, it was simple, man. School, home, church, and my mom and dad were really big on outings. So, you know, my pops got paid. We go to Playland. We go 3rd Ave, 149th Street, go shopping. You know, we did things together as a family, and that was it. No hanging out, no real hanging out for me. Kept me occupied. Went to Claremont Center. Neighborhood Center was across the street from my house. Basketball. I was in the Cub Scouts. Karate. Had to learn a musical instrument in school, which was the drums. Picked that up in 4th grade. Church. That's all it was, man. That's all it was. And, you know, I fell in love with music. Couldn't live without it. Sitting there watching Video Music Box each and every single day. Shout out to Uncle Ralph. And just sitting there as a little kid saying, one day, it's going to be me. One day. And I believed it. And I thought that. And started doing the rapper thing for a little bit, but then that didn't really pan out. And me being a musician in church, a drummer, so why not be a producer? Why not make beats? You're already playing drums live. Like, imagine you incorporate that into your production and, you know, fell in love with that element of music, that element of hip-hop. Probably about 14, 15 years old. That's when I decided that that's what I wanted to do, who I wanted to be. Rest was history.
Right. Do you remember, so what was the first process of you learning how to make beats?
Man, so I remember the musicians at church having keyboards and different pieces of equipment, and I just was on it. I remember, rest his soul, Derek Garbo was the minister of music at my church. My man went to Sam Mash, bought a new keyboard, walks into church with the new keyboard, and I'm like, what's that? He said, oh, it's a new keyboard. Just got it today. Why did I ask him, could I borrow it? He just got it. He just got it. He was like, yeah, I just got it. It's amazing. It's a workstation, so you can program like tracks and everything in the joint. And I was just like, let me hold that. And he was just like, okay, I wasn't gonna do nothing with it. Cool, take it. Make sure it's back on time for church. Right. And every time, if he didn't need it, I would take it home and I would figure it out. I don't read nobody read no manuals. Figure it out, and then go to him like, all right, this does this. You can do this, and he's like teaching him how to use his keyboard, and that's what it was. So that was the first start of it. Same thing with my brother Soup, where we had the MPC, and I would just sit there until I figured it out. Never read a manual for anything, right? Ever. I would just, but that's passion.
Yes.
It's love and passion, where you're so excited to be in front of that piece of equipment. You know what it's capable of doing. Now, what are you gonna do about it? Right. So yeah, that's what it was growing up, man.
How were you navigating the Bronx as a kid?
I was inside, bro. I was inside. Like I said, my mom and dad were like, I always say they had the kung fu grip on me. I couldn't do nothing. Hey, mom, go to the store. Void. I want to get such and such. All right, hurry up. I'm timing you. I'm sitting out the window. I'm looking at you. And she would sit at the window and then watch me walk. Because I was in a really, really tough neighborhood. I grew up on a 9. I grew up on 169th Washington Avenue. So a lot was going on over there. Me as a kid, you don't know. You just want to be outside, have fun, be with your friends, be with the girls. But they just was like, nah. You're going to go to the center. You're going to do karate. So you're going to learn how to protect yourself. You're going to keep yourself occupied so that you don't see anything that's in the streets to be appealing. So they always kept me occupied, man, and that's it. So that's why, fast forward as an adult, I was never really exposed to, I grew up in the Bronx, in the hood, but I really wasn't exposed to the streets because they didn't let me out there. I just saw it in my travels. Right. I saw what was happening when I went to school. I saw what was happening when I went to church. I saw it, but I wasn't in it. They didn't let me be in it. So that partying, I don't know nothing about that. So as an adult, it was never my vice because it's nothing I never really did. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the level of focus was always so strong, because I was so guarded and protected growing up that I didn't really look to anything. Nothing looked appealing to me out there, in the streets or in the world. It was everything that grabbed my attention was anything that had to do with music.
Right. Right. Describe your high school self.
Well, I was, silly, extremely talented, and I think that always was a good look for me. Whatever I wanted, I was able to get because I was so dope musically. First freshman to be in a seniors band. I went to the classroom. I didn't even have band. I went to the classroom doing social studies and knocked on the door, asked the teacher. I was like, yeah, I didn't get band, but I'm supposed to be in band. How do you say, who says that? I didn't get band, but I'm supposed to be here with y'all. And he's like, what do you do? What do you play? I said, I'm a drummer. And they was all making drums. Hey, let him play. Let him play. So I got on them drums, bro. Went crazy. To the point where he was just like, all right, just sit here. Let me sit there for the whole period. And I was like, I'm gonna get in trouble. I need to go. He was like, I got you. I'm gonna write a letter, a note saying that you was with me. My man took me straight down to the dean's office and was like, we need him in band right now. Whatever y'all got to do with his schedule, with his classes, turn whatever around. We need him in band. So I was that guy. Right. You know what I'm saying? I was that guy. I was an all-boys school, so I did. That allowed me to focus on what I needed to focus to without any distractions. But when we got out, the girls was waiting for us in the front of the school.
Right. What school did you go to?
Cardinal Hayes High School.
Cardinal Hayes.
Yeah. Hazeman.
I'm a No Hollows guy.
We ain't got no beef with you like
no,
that.
No smoke.
We ain't got no beef. Y'all cool.
That's a beautiful thing, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, Hollows, wow.
Yeah. I went to Hollows for 2 years before I went to boarding school.
Got you.
But, I loved everything about it.
Yeah, I thought I was going to hate it. I thought my mom and dad was, I thought they were I thought they hated my guts. I was like, because I think if I'm not mistaken, I had picked Cardinal Hayes, St. Raymond's, and Spelman. And you know why I picked Spelman.
Right.
You know, Spelman was co-ed.
Spelman's a troop, though.
So I think I had St. Raymond's. I really wanted Rice, but my mom was definitely not letting me go to Harlem.
Right.
So I think I had St. Raymond's, Cardinal Spelman, Cardinal Hayes.
Right.
And they was like, oh, no, you're going to Hayes. And I was just like, why? That was like my third pick.
Right.
Like, what happened to St. Raymond's? Because at first I wanted to play basketball.
Right.
And then, you know, like I said, you know why I picked Spelman. It was co-ed. They was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And I ended up in Hayes. But like you just said, bro, probably the best 4 years in my entire life. Like the brotherhood and the bond that was created from that school and just everything that I learned there, man. And just
right.
you couldn't have no beard. You had to be clean cut. You had to
right.
dress a certain way. You had the uniform.
Structure.
Bro.
Like this whole gray area world,
mm-hmm.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Because there's just certain things you can't do. And then this is just how it goes.
Yes, sir.
And when you're at those formative years, like, this is what we doing.
Mm-hmm.
Be in study hall.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got detention.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I can't, first of all, the sun is going down. 4:30. I can't be here still.
Yeah, bro.
I gotta get out of here.
Bro.
So I had one jug in my 2 years, and that was it. I couldn't do it.
I was the one, because, you know, you couldn't have braids.
Mm-hmm.
So I had mad hair, and I would braid my hair on the weekends and then take it out Sunday night and then go to school, hair all crazy, and then you couldn't have earrings. So I got my ears pierced.
Yeah, I had the Band-Aids on.
Band-Aids, or they didn't let that rock. So you had to take your joint out. So I would be on the way to school, before I walk in the door, take my earring out, put it in my pocket, all kind of dirt and craziness getting in there. Probably was infected, like craziness, bro. But I love going to Cardinal Hayes, and my dad passed away. I know you know that, passed away 2 years ago. And I remember he would always say, and we would laugh about it, and he would be like, what you think about Hayes, man? Because I was pissed. When they would send me to Hayes, I was like, how you gonna send me to all-boys school? You must want me to go the wrong direction. That's exactly what I said. They was like, what?
What?
I was like, you don't want me to love women no more. You want me to, all right, cool. That's you setting me up. But for the greatest years of my life, and my dad would laugh about it, because he would remember how pissed I used to be. And he was just like, now look. And I was like, yeah, that was a good call.
Good call. That's the thing. Call. We not grown at 14, 15, 16,
we
even
think
18.
we are.
We don't know. Like, you feeling yourself, a little confident, got yourself a little shorty.
You right.
You don't know.
You don't know.
So people in position need to guide you down the path.
Absolutely.
Make decisions for you that are going to benefit you in the long run, because public school is a wild place in those times.
They didn't want to let me. I wanted to go to public school so bad. They was like, nope. So we went to, me and my siblings, I did all my school years in Catholic school. So the first school was St. Augustine School of the Arts in the Bronx, where I learned how to play. From there, I went to Christ the King on the Grand Concourse for middle school, and then Cardinal Hayes. Right. So all my school life was me in uniform. And
I went to public school for a little bit till 4th grade. Pop started getting money, and he put his all in Catholic.
Wow.
I went to St. Peter and Paul.
You went to St. Peter's and Paul?
Yeah.
My brother and sister went there. My brother and sister went to St. Peter's and Paul.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right there on Brook Avenue.
Yeah,
I lived
bro.
right down the street from there. So I literally walked right down the street.
Bro.
And I was there from 4th to 8th grade. Then I went to Hollows. Then I went to prep school.
God, St. Peter's and Paul's, bro.
It was a different world. I wasn't a bad kid, but I think the little things I was doing in public school, that's when you didn't find Catholic school.
Yeah.
So that's why I had that little transition, because I was never troubled, or I was always a good student. But just those little behavioral things, they nipped that right in the bud.
St. Peter's and Paul. You took it with the furniture store in the corner.
Yeah, with the furniture store in the
police
corner.
station.
The church right there.
Yeah, bro.
Good time.
Wow.
Man.
You took it back with that, man.
Saying, so what does the Bronx mean to you?
Man, everything. You know, as a little kid, falling in love with hip-hop, you know, to learn, I didn't know back then, but to know that the Bronx started it. It's crazy. You know, I feel like where I'm from in the Bronx, 169th Washington Avenue, has molded me and shaped me to be, the fearless king that I am. I've seen a lot, man. Like, and you're not too far from it. And I'm sure you can say the same thing in regards to you growing up and what you've seen and experienced and witnessed right in front of your eyes. So, seen a lot, So to come from there and to be who I am today, it's a huge blessing, But at the same time, I love my city. No matter, it's nothing no one can say, about the Bronx. Bro, I love my city. I've been grateful to say I've been all around the world. Music, musicianship, and shout out to Trey Songz, have took me all around the world. There's few places that I haven't visited yet, but I've been to a lot of places. And if you was to say, yo, where is it at for you? It's the Bronx. What do you mean?
Right.
It's an energy, it's a culture, it's a vibe, it's an aura, it's a demeanor that we have, and a lot of greatness. And I'm just speaking on the Bronx, so it's not to discredit any other borough, because I love New York, and I love being from New York. You know what I'm saying? But I'm from the Bronx.
Facts.
And everywhere I go, I let it be known I'm from the Bronx, with a smile on my face, with a roar, with a chant. Like, I'm just big Bronx energy.
Heard you.
You know what I mean? No matter where at. So whoever knows me in any part of the world knows I'm from the Bronx. I just love my city. It's just legendary. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's legendary, bro. So I love my city, man.
What's misunderstood about the Bronx?
I just think there's negativity everywhere. But for some reason, I don't know if people enjoy throwing dirt on the Bronx, or like saying, oh, you must be from the Bronx, or that damn the Bronx. Like, and I feel like at certain eras, different boroughs had the same energy. I remember, like, they had us, like, shook of Brooklyn. Me growing up, like, no, don't go to Brooklyn. Like, they created this image of Brooklyn now, which is like, nah, don't go nowhere near Brooklyn. And it's like, and, he say, she say always, bro. People always got something to say. You know what I mean? Whether negative or positive. So, and I'm not going to sit here and act like, nothing happens in the Bronx. A lot of negativity and a lot of bad things that I'm completely embarrassed by and disappointed by happens in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sit there and throw it on the other boroughs or throw it on New York in general. No, in our borough, there's a lot of things that is not cool that's happening on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
Why? What's going on? Like, and they try to blame everything and everybody, and it's just like, it just has to do with self, like self-love and who do you feel you are? Do you feel you matter in this world? Do you feel like someone else's life matters in this world? Because people just don't care, bro. I'm a God-fearing man. I'm far from perfect, but I'm a God-fearing man. Like, I would never want to take the life of another person. Will I? Over my family? Absolutely. And go to jail with a smile on my face. And I'm no killer. I'm no killer. I'm no gangster. That's not what I represent. But to protect my family, I do whatever is necessary. Only reason. Other than that, how do you be comfortable seeing your brother on the floor, breathless? How do you live with that? You see the dudes, and males and females get carried into the police car, cuffed up, and they smiling and throwing up gang signs, and just like you just threw your entire life away. That you only get one.
One life.
You took him or her away from their family, their loved ones, their parents, so now they got to go bury their family member while your life is over too, because now you're incarcerated for the rest of your life. Like, what are we really doing? And that's why, and people can talk about it, and we can talk about it because we're actually making difference. We're in these schools. We're in the community. We're in the hood having these conversations with these young kings and these young queens, so we can talk about it.
Facts.
And not be like, well, what are you doing? We're doing all we can do. At the end of the day, we're one person. I'm one person and you're one person. Mm. You know what I mean? So if we can reach one kid, we're doing something. Right. And I'm sure we're reaching more than one, but I'm just using that as an example. And the question of the day from those that are from the Bronx, what are you doing? What are you doing to make a difference? What are you doing to stop the violence? What are you doing to save someone's life? What are you doing to push these young kings and queens to chase and live their dreams and be positive and not do their brother or sister harm?
Right. So this goes into, what does faith mean to you?
Man, bruh, I don't know where I would be, if I wasn't taught faith. I wouldn't be here. And that goes for life. That goes for all of what I've done, all of what I've accomplished, all of the dreams and aspirations that I had as a little kid. That's absolutely, I'm living each and every single day. Like, it's a blessing, bro. It's everything. And I recently started saying faith over fear.
Faith over fear.
Faith over fear. Like pick one. You got to pick one.
Right.
I'm not saying you're not going to be afraid,
Right.
but do it afraid. Don't just not do it. Like, do it afraid. Be nervous about it, but do it. But you can't say, okay, God, I need a miracle. I need this check to come through on time. Christmas is coming.
Right.
I'm believing that it's coming. And this is the life of an entrepreneur. It ain't easy being an entrepreneur, bro.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta wait 30 days.
Right.
When the person that's working a 9 to 5, every 2 weeks, their check is in the mail. Every 2 weeks, that direct deposit hit. Every week, that joint hit. No. So people look at us and want our lives, and it's like, bro, can you handle what we go through?
Right.
Can you endure what we stand up and smile through? So faith, bro. Faith over everything. Like, if I didn't have any faith, I wouldn't even, it's that serious. I wouldn't be here. After losing my dad, after losing my pastor, my bishop, like, things in life that I've endured and challenges I've overcome, like, faith. If I didn't have faith, bro, I wouldn't be here, man.
I hear you. My dad makes 10 years in February.
Wow.
So.
Wow. They up there looking down right now, like, look at our boys.
Look at our boys, man.
Look at our boys. From the boogie, from the bottom, man. From the Bronx, from the hood. Look at the difference they're making. And not even just from a lens of us and our own success, but like us and our own success, making it and being from the Bronx and being great, but then taking the time out to pour into as many others as we can from our borough and beyond.
Right.
Look at our boys.
Beautiful.
Look, still believing in them Giants.
Right, man. Still, listen, man.
Yo.
I just want the draft to come.
Bro.
Listen, it's two things. Super Bowl Sunday.
Right.
Draft. Let's move on.
Right.
Let's figure this out. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
it's
hard.
We was in a lot of games.
Yeah.
It wasn't looking that bad, and it just got bad.
Bro. But like, that's our team.
That's our team.
And that just goes to show you loyalty, man. Not everybody is loyal. You can't just be loyal during the good times. You gotta be loyal through the challenge and through the hard times too. So that when you do win and you do have those good times, you can think about and reflect on the times that it was horrendous and appreciate it so much more.
Right. So who are your musical influences?
Oh man, from a producer standpoint, Rodney Jerkins, Swiss, Love Neptunes, Just Blaze, and Kanye was very influential from a production standpoint. Timbaland, there's so many. RZA, DJ Premier, Puff Daddy and the Hitmen, like the OG Hitmen, like they the whole reason why I even wanted to do it for real. Hitman, gave us Faith Evans and Biggie and Mace and 112 and and that was a dream. That was a dream for me too, to one day be a bad boy hitman, with Puff and the whole squad. And that actually, happened in real life, man. So it just goes to show you, like, it could seem far-fetched, but you can do anything you want to do in life, man.
That's a fact.
You can do anything you want to do in life. So that was from a producer standpoint, and then you have others that you look up to. Like, I'm a really huge Denzel Washington fan.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just to see him and his journey and loving the fact that Barack Obama became the president of the United States, of America as a black man. So it's not just music that inspires me and influences me. It's about just excellence overall. You know what I mean? My OBJ, you know what I'm saying? Making that crazy catch from the New York Giants. I love to see people, operating their greatness. You know what I'm saying? So I pull, even to this day, I pull influence from different areas, which is why I love watching TV and documentaries. And I'm very visual.
Right.
So I like to see people operate in their excellence, and that inspires me.
Right. I would say my 3 most influential people would be LeBron, Bernie Williams, and Chris Brown.
Wow.
Those are my 3.
Wow.
I'm saying Breezy's my guy.
Yeah, bro. He's a beast, man.
So
beast.
How was working with Chris Brown?
Legendary. Really incredible king, man. Really incredible king. You know, oftentimes people try to, you know, take the challenges and, you know, the struggles that we may endure and label us as that. But when I say one of the most humble, passionate dudes to work alongside, bro, like, he loved music, man. Like, he loved music, he loved dancing, he loved songwriting. He just loves creating. Like, I don't know if I've seen anybody from a creative standpoint work as hard as he does. Like, that's why on Heartbreaker on the Full Moon album, I think it was like 70-something songs, bro. Like, I think we did 8 or 9 on there, and that just goes to show you how much music he has. Where it's like, let us send the computer on a hard drive, or just give it to my fans, and that was really dope. 74-something songs, bro.
Right.
And bangers. Like,
it gets
trash. Like,
it's not one of those. Once you get past 20, there's more heat back there.
He's phenomenal, man. And just from the performance aspect, we toured with him. We did the Between the Sheets tour. It was Chris Brown, Trey Songz, Tyga. What a tour, bro. Like, to rock the same stage every night alongside him, and bro, fire.
Yeah.
It's incredible, man.
Right, that's amazing. And then, I mean, you worked with Trey Songz for like 17 years. So like, how has that been?
Man, I met Trey. I think his first album was out. You know, so to see him evolve and you know, both of us grow together. I think I'm about 3 or 4 years, maybe 3 years, 4 years older than him. So you're not too far off age-wise. But just to see the growth as a man, as an individual, as a musician, as another beast, bro. Like, another beast. He's an incredible person. You know, and to see where he is now musically and what he's done. We used to play clubs, bro.
Right.
We used to play clubs like this, like spots like this. We actually played I forgot the name of it. It's right. I don't want to say where we are, but it's not too far from where we are.
Right.
On his album release. I remember us playing a small room on his album release where we had one tour bus and everybody was on the tour bus, like sharing rooms with my bandmates, bro. We came a long way, man. So now to play arenas and to see him sell out tours and sell out shows, and we go all the way around the world and Africa, you know what I mean? And them sell out stadiums and Australia. And I remember Australia had, 88,000 people out there, bro.
Wow.
You know, so to play in small rooms and lounges and clubs to, you know, stadiums, it's a beautiful thing, man. So I'm grateful to him, man, to believe in me and put his band together. We didn't know it was going to be all this. We just, all right, man, you put the band together. All right, cool. We're going to do this one show. And then one show turned into another show. And then another show turned into a tour. And then we just never came back home. And that was 17 years ago.
Right. That's beautiful.
Crazy.
When I interview Trey someday, we're going to talk about 2 records, man. I want to talk about Dead Wrong and that song Disrespectful.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Them 2 right there.
You call some joints out.
Woo. Man.
See, no.
Listen,
I thought you was going to call out some of the singles. You was like deep album cuts.
Yeah, because, man, I was in college when that album came out.
Okay.
You know, and R&B, that's me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a big R&B head. You know what I'm saying? Back when Usher was doing the cameos on the show, he was on Sister and all that.
Wow.
You know, it was just like, that was like, because I'm not an aggressive person.
Yeah.
That was like, oh man, Usher and Tyrese and all of them. You know, I'm born 92, so that golden era of mid 90s, 2000s R&B was
wow.
It was all I need.
I love those are the 2 records you love, though.
Oh yeah,
he would be lit off of it.
We gonna talk about it someday. That's a fact.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know what's up. But
absolutely. Speaking into existence, King.
As we dwindle down, last few questions. Is R&B dead?
No. We got Trey still. We got Chris. And, the thing with Chris is so well-rounded, right? Because sometimes people argue this, like, because he has the Afro beats, he has pop, Like, even the songs that I've created and produced for Chris, we be all over the place, and that's why, as a producer, I just send him everything, because I don't know what he's going to pick.
Right.
We got R&B joints, we got hip-hop joints, we got trap joints, we got EDM joints, like pop joints. You just don't know, and that's the thing that's so dope about him. It's just like he's not gonna allow anybody to box him in. He's like, y'all can do any and everything. Right. But do I feel R&B is dead? Nah, there's too much greatness. And just to shine light, like Chris is still making R&B. Of course, Trey is still doing R&B. Her is making amazing R&B. Summer Walker. Thank you, bro. I listen to her every day. Summer Walker. We just did a dope album. Shout out to Rotimi. He dropped a new album that's half R&B and half Afrobeat, which I love. And we did a R&B, when I say banger with him, R&B, bro. It's this right here. Summer Walker, Rotimi, Leela James. Who else? Bryson Tiller.
B. Tilly.
What's this kid's name, bro? I love him, man. I'm so mad I'm not remembering his name. And I want to shout out to him for look, he just got nominated for a Grammy too. Dang, bro. I gotta figure it out because he's so dope. But it's so much R&B out, man. Right. So that R&B is dead thing is I gotta find his name. Mary just dropped a new album that's pretty dope. Ella May just dropped. Sir. Right. And I'm scrolling, and I'm glad I'm doing this. I'm scrolling through my library. Like October London just dropped the album. Like, what do you mean R&B is dead? But this one dude, Lucky Day.
Lucky Day, there you go.
Lucky Day, bro. His album, it's so Kalani. It's so much dope R&B that's out right now. Like, there's no way we can say R&B is dead. Now, it's different, but I wouldn't say dead. And I'm saying it's different because sounds, and we talked about this earlier, sounds evolve, sounds change. Nothing stays the same. When my mom was listening to music, they had Michael Jackson, they had Stevie Wonder. When I was listening to music, it was Nas, it was Busta, it was KRS-One, you know what I'm saying? Right. Drake, Wayne, now it's Cash Cobain, you know what I'm saying? Right. Now it's Jordan, now it's different. It's different artists, different times, different sounds, different genres. Right. So music is always going to change.
Yes, it is. So is R&B better made by people with ties to church?
I mean, I wouldn't say better. I'll play neutral. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a different experience you have coming up in the church. Like me being a church musician, what I hear is just next level, bro. It's nothing that couldn't even be taught. Because there's people that went to school for music. And I started in 4th grade and I took, drums in fourth and fourth and fifth grade. And when I went to Christ the King, they taught music, but you had to pay for it in addition to tuition, and we couldn't afford that. So I stopped learning officially from them, and it was just kind of like by ear. So I'm not classically trained. I can't read music, but put me in front of some drums anywhere, especially church, is a rap. So what you learn from there is so special. You know what I'm saying? Where it's a feeling, it's a vibe, it's an energy. You know what I'm saying? Our pastor used to say, we didn't know what it meant, but she used to say, play what heaven's playing. And we used to be like, what's that mean? Like, and now that when you grow, when you're older now and you're mature to understand, it's just like, play that heat. Like, play what's in your heart, play what's in your soul. That can't be taught. That can't be rehearsed. Mm-hmm. It's just whatever comes out, and it's not wrong. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, it's a special sauce and it's special ingredients that we have in us as church musicians and church singers. We're different. So we're different.
You could see the difference where they take notes a little, and the breakdowns, and it's like, oh man,
I would say to Trey, like when you be on stage, in that world, R&B, hip hop, things happen, challenges happen, microphones go out, sound, and it's like church has equipped you for all of that. pastor could be in the middle of the preaching, you know, the church is shouting, and she might stop and break it down to another thing. I go to that key. Like, everything was such a vibe and non-rehearsed and non-scripted. It was a moment, it was a feeling, you know, so that prepares you for music and being professional on all levels. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say better, because there's some people that are not from church that are exceptional, especially in other genres.
Right.
You know, rock drummers and pop artists and singers, you know, that are phenomenal, but they didn't come up in the church at all. Right. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say better. I don't want to start that war.
All right, man. Message to your younger self.
Thank you. I'm proud of you. You know, and I love that, right? Where I feel like my younger me inspires me today, because there was that kid that ain't have nothing but the dreams and the ideas in my heart and in my head, and that was fearless enough to not allow anything or anyone to stop him and become Amadeus. He's the reason I'm Amadeus today. You know what I'm saying? So if what I would say is thank you, young king, you know, for being amazing, for applying yourself, for putting the work in, for not doubting yourself, for believing in yourself, and doing everything that it took for you to become who I am today, which is Amadeus.
Right. Message to the youth.
Be you. Be you. There's only one you in the entire world. You know, when I always say, when we look at our hands, look at your hands, King. We're the only person, I'm the only person in the world. You're the only person in the world with these fingerprints.
Right.
Somebody can have your name, somebody can wear the same hat as you, somebody can have the same kick, somebody can come from your block, have the same family, has the same last name. You're still you.
Amen.
You know what I mean? So be you, do you, be free, you know, live life doing what you love and what you're passionate by, so that each and every single day when you wake up, it doesn't, you know, feel like work. And to me, most importantly, love yourself and love others.
Right. So listen, man, any shout outs, websites, the book, where we can find it?
Yeah, man, Instagram, which is where everybody is. Amadeus, PBM, Amadeus, PBM on IG. My website is IamKingAmadeus.com, which is also where you can find out all information on myself. Of course, Instagram, all information. If you want to order a copy, a signed copy of The Story of Amadeus and The Beat Goes On, you can get it from the site. I sign all the copies. I actually mail them off. I go to the post office myself and do it, so it's coming directly from me. Any of my Drais dates, upcoming shows is on the website. Shows with Trey is on the website. So either between the Instagram or the website, again, IamKingAmadeus.com, Amadeus PBM on IG. And shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Shout out to you for putting this platform together. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Shout out to all of the other guests that you've had on it. Shout out to my kids, my mama and them, my siblings, my family members, all of the artists that I had the pleasure of working with. Trey, touring the world with, my block, 169th Washington Avenue, my schools, my church, everybody, man. Shout out to everybody who will love me. Shout out to everybody who will hate me, because eventually one day you'll love me too. Big Bronx energy.
Right, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, stay tuned. Happy holidays. It's all love. And remember, sometimes your blessing is to be a blessing. So when somebody bless you, just extend that blessing to somebody else.
Amen.
We out.
That's fire.